Hey, Nyawasagoigwa. My name is Rhonda Martin Gayazo, and I am Otayoni Gayakono. And I'm holding up a picture here of the inside of the turtle. You can see that. And the reason that I chose this picture was because those were the majority of the time that I had attended the turtle when it was in operation was for my entertainment purposes. They would host powwows, they would host different events there, and the one that I especially liked was the Battle of the Bands. So this was probably back in maybe 1985, and I went there to support a lot of the native bands, especially the old time breeze band. They're a band from my hometown, Six Nations, and so we went there and we had an excellent time. It was a great venue. The people there were very courteous, and they provided the space for kind of get away from it was a time to relax, a time to be with your family, your friends, and just let loose and have a good time. And it was, very well organized. It was clean. It was, it was just a great space, and mind you, we had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of dancing. And, sometimes that's what we really need to do, just when you have a nice comfortable space, like you just want to, be free, just let whatever you're holding inside you, let it all out on the dance floor. Yeah. And when you had some great music, like that's exactly what, people were doing. And so it was like, the space itself, very eloquent, and when the lights went dim and, they had some surrounding lights, it was just, I don't know, almost magical, really, I guess if you want to say. Like,
I just call it love.
and it was built with love. It was built with, good, strong hands. And, I can see and understand why the Friends of the Turtle want to preserve this, not only just because it's the turtle in which we represent where we come from, and how we came here and how we, how Mother Earth came to be and everything, and it being situated right by the water, there's a lot of energy that's flowing from that water. And I think that's what a lot of people really should focus on, like the land, the building, and the water, like all the things that Haudenosaunee people really, Ongohoe people really, they really grip it to really mean something, and they hang on to that, So when you have something like this, it's worth hanging on to because there's a lot of history there. I'm talking 1985, like, you guys probably weren't even born yet, and I was just having the time of my life around that time. So it was really, really interesting to, to know that you could come to this space and be a part of that. We didn't know that, 40 years, 30 years down the road, we were going to fight for this place. We didn't know that at the time, so it's like, be thankful for that opportunity that you had memories there. And almost anything that you do and everywhere you go. Like where if a space holds memory for you and your family and your friends, like you got something to reflect upon, reflect back on, And so it's, I remember last year going to the courthouse and, and being really dismayed, I guess, at the council how they were like, no, we can't preserve it, and it's like, I never got a chance to be a speaker, at the podium, but it wasn't until the end where I said, and that's what I told them. I didn't get a chance to be a part of the speaking, but I want to say, you can, it's a building. I understand it's just a building to use, because you don't understand what we're holding in here for this building. I says, but as long as, go ahead, call it just a building, but just remember whose land it's on, Like, that's one of the things a lot of people even, like, they forget about the land that they're on. Like the whole North America is Ongohoe land, and it is like, it once housed so many nations and tribes and clans, like this is just maybe a pea spot into all of that, you know, that broad range of homes that we once called home. You know, and a lot of people can call the turtle home because there's so many memories there. You know, if walls could speak, could you imagine what they would say? You know,
the dances they sing, beauty,
like everything. Like I said, very eloquently made, and it was very inviting. It was warm. It was a place you wanted to visit. You know, so I really hope that somebody just steps up to the plate and says, "Let's restore it. Let's bring it back its natural beauty." You know. So that when yous all get grown, you know, yous can be, you know, I remember sitting in the park across the road and we were talking about this. You know, and here we are today, you're walking in and it's in full operation. You know, hang on to that dream, put it out there to the universe that this is what we want, you know. Yeah. So that's about all I'm going to share because, you know, if I get right into the nighttime. That's
thank you. We appreciate so much.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you have a lot to say and it's very beautiful.
You're welcome.
I have one question.
Guys, girls, sorry.
Hey guys, girls.
Thanks for recording.
I have one question for you.
Sure.
It's about the spirit of the building. Do you believe that the memories that we tie to this land affect our spirit and the spirituality that flows like water around us?
Well, of course. Like, you know, because our spirit is with us every day, right? And when we lead by what our spirit, our consciousness sends us to, you know, like it's not by accident that yous are all here right now. You know, the spirit that you have, that claim that you have to the land, you know, this is just one spot. Just think if you really opened yourself up and allowed your spirit to take you to many different places. That's, you know, maybe not just in North America, but around the world. You know, like let that spirit guide you. Let that spirit grab a hold of you and just let it be known that the spirit is taking you from here to there. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
You sign that paper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I signed that.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I was. That was on the video.